folks. Before we go on, I just want to check on some sports stats, keep myself sharp here on the sports, and I'll use my computer and just go in here, and I'm going to check. Okay.
What's up, Dip Nation? Why do y'all let me do this?
You're killing it, Dave. Hey, everybody.
Hey, did you want to break the news, KJ?
I did not want to break any of the news.
Has Quinn Ewers committed yet to Texas? What's the news to break?
We have not heard any Quinn commitments to my knowledge. I heard he was having dinner with 8-time national champion beef judgers out in West Texas last I saw. So who knows? That might be what locks him down to moving to Lubbock.
Beef judgers?
I wonder if he's gonna commit
Sounds
while
like
he's
my
on
ex-girlfriend.
his visit to Austin this weekend. It's probably a good time for him to do it. I don't know.
You know how these girls be, just judging beef. I'm sorry. Hey, Rhodes. Night, Bob. Rhodes, hey, can we show Rhodes festive PJs for the folks at home?
I think the
I
people
think we would all enjoy that.
He has a new for every occasion, a new set.
What's up, player?
Little Santa Claus.
I love it.
Mega cute scene over there. What's up, buddy?
Hi, Mom. Baby's first pod. Good night.
That's
very cool.
Cute shit.
The kids love that. The people at home love that. It's going to play well when they listen to the audio tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. What news are you guys talking about?
Oh, I don't really have any. Just Jussie Smollett. Jussie was found guilty on all counts. So.
No way.
It's almost like there is overwhelming evidence.
Oh, man. I would also say, maybe testifying against yourself isn't the best move.
I mean, that story, I think we said this in Circling Back, but that story feels like it happened 3.5 years ago.
And it only got worse the more you heard about it, basically. Like at the end of the day, it was like, oh, not only did the two guys not attack him, eventually he said he did drugs with them and was just mutually jerking themselves.
He made out with one of them while doing drugs. You can't just make out with your attacker.
Well, it sounds like White Lotus was based on a true story. He went full-blown Armand.
Jussie. I'm sorry. That's all. That's the only reason I wanted to bring it up. I've been doing that all day. It's really pathetic.
Well, I guess let's you want to get into this this here. Looking at the rundown, and as we were looking at the week of sports that we have upon us, without college football, it always seems a little bit empty before we get into a slew of bowl games next week. And let me put out the call. If somebody wants to fully orchestrate, organize, and solicit participation of a Too Much Dip bowl pick'em, your boy might participate. I'd be down to take this all-time great picking skill to bowl games. But anyhow, without college football, you're usually scratching around looking for content. We do have the Heisman trophies award ceremony, which very few people actually care about, and we'll talk about here in a second. And you do have the Army-Navy game, and that's cute. But F1 has come through in a big way.
You said that's cute.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like us, being ground floor F1 guys, being around for a full season this year and getting served up a season that ends on the final race in Abu Dhabi, nonetheless, pretty electric. Dylan, your thoughts on Max versus Hamilton?
Yeah, I mean it's a finish that's almost like too good to be true, right? Kind of storybook. I was kind of talked about this the other day.
Kind of like
how it's almost too perfect, like it's the sport seems like it's
No,
fandom's at an
Dylan.
all-time high.
He's
What?
talking F1, not Dude Perfect. What?
Yeah. Anyway. I'm on Team Max, man. I want a little bit more parity in the sport. Mercedes has been owning it for I don't know, the recent history. So I'm for Max and Team Red Bull. See how it goes though. Exciting finish, man. It's pretty great.
You do know that the manager's name is Christian Horner. It's not talking about like. Never mind.
Okay, that sounds like a dating website.
Yeah, I'm all in on Hamilton. I was surprised to see that odds right now have Hamilton at -200, Max at like plus 150, 170. I will defer to F1 experts, historians, and whatnot, as there is some chatter about potential strategies that would include Verstappen intentionally crash tactics, if you will, engaging and said crash tactics to basically capture the title.
He is the tiebreaker.
Right, via the tiebreaker, which, I mean, after the shit he was pulling last week, only the best, I guess. And shout out to Tanner, who somehow thinks that 3 years of dominance in a sport wouldn't classify you as a dynasty in any other sport, but then saying,
Shut up, Tanner, you jackass.
Doesn't qualify. So,
Tanner.
Yeah, Tanner.
Tap the brakes, T.
Is that Lubbock Tanner?
I hope. No, I don't think so.
Okay.
David.
I'm riding with Lewis. Everybody knows I'm a ground floor Mercedes guy. I was in before the dynasty through the tough times, back when that other team was running things. And look, dude, I like Lewis, man. He's smooth. I know he's not the most charismatic, but he's more charismatic than Verstappen. And you know what?
To clarify,
he's goated.
When it comes to like which of the two I like more as a human being is Lewis Hamilton, and it's really not close. I just I know Max is kind of a bad boy, and I'm kind of into that right now. I'm into bad boys right now. Yeah, thank you, Sam. It's a smooth 72 degrees in my house right now, so I don't need to layer up. But thank you.
Yeah, the biggest kicker right now for Hamilton in my fandom is that he's black. I'm kidding. It's that the rainbow helmet in Abu Dhabi, and then doing it as well in Qatar, or Qatar, if you will. I'm still blown away by that. Like, when you pull up that, display of support for whatever you believe in, even if it's purely monetarily like motivated, and you juxtapose it with, like, I don't know, the John Cena China apology, or LeBron James, v China, whatever it may be. Some athletes will get up against the line and they're like, yeah, I'm not going to fuck up the bag. I would imagine like Tom Brady is the only other person on that level, but Tom Brady didn't give a shit about anything else, besides Tom Brady being phenomenal at what he does. So pretty incredible.
Agree.
Cosign.
I'll be all in.
Dylan, poke, you owe me a Coke.
I'll be all in. 7 a.m. Sunday. We'll see. Again, Will DeFreeze is on that wall for live racing updates.
Sometimes I wonder, man. He's not even watching the Lions games. I just don't know how much he's still got for it all.
You never know, man. Things have really changed since he moved out of his apartment. Since he stopped getting people towed, he's kind of gotten soft.
Dude, Dylan, people are pointing out that your cabinets are bare.
They have been for a few weeks now.
No, there was other shit in there.
Where's the muscle milk?
There was a framed article in there that is true. But yeah, I threw everything out a few weeks ago. I'm purging right now. I'm about to move, so I'm like, things are going to the trash or getting packed up.
Okay.
Thanks for the concern.
Hey, I just want to say that this is now the narrative that Klein is a Klein.
Okay,
he's on the golf course.
Like when you're playing golf, I'm talking to everyone here, and you have four and a half feet, and you're like, it's kind of, you want it to be a gimme, so you run up there and just kind of tap at it, and it might go in. If it does, great.
You don't use
count
your
it.
normal stance. You maybe do a staggered
Yeah,
stance.
you
like,
just
I'm
it's a
just
quick
playing.
it's a quick putt, and so that if you miss it, and oftentimes you do, you're like, oh well, that was a gimme. That wasn't a serious putt. That's a Klein move. I hope he's not watching right now. I'm about to get a text.
Whoa.
Oh, guys. Well, I'm sure I can come up with topics later in the show that might lead him to text us. So who knows? Heisman Trophy ceremony is this weekend. Bryce Young is favored. Aiden Hutchinson was named as a finalist.
There's Klein. Oh, I love you, Klein. What picture do you have as your little avatar there? He's injured. That's funny.
Oh man, poor guy. I would
Love you,
say
Klein.
if there's any point to be made about this run of the Heisman is not including Will Anderson out of Alabama. Probably a generic take at this point, but I had to go back and watch a highlight reel. Not like I've watched this film or known about him all year, but after seeing some chatter and then going back and seeing, okay, what did I miss? What did I not talk about all year after talking about Jordan Davis all the time? He's Micah Parsons-esque in regards to what Micah Parsons is doing in the league right now. In terms of just being an absolute freak at linebacker and stand-up edge and playing hands down on the ground at edge. It's just insane to see with how everybody's talking about Micah Parsons and like, oh, we haven't seen anything like this since Lawrence Taylor. Well, Will Anderson's on that level.
Yeah, he's a freak, and he's not on a leash.
Okay. Sorry, I stepped on that.
Let me interject real quick. I'm currently watching the Texas Longhorns put it to Seton Hall basketball, of course. This Chris Beard, man, he can coach.
Where'd you
coach?
Find him?
Where was he last year? I don't remember.
It's impossible to say.
I got to tell you, man, I don't know if we talked about this, but his congratulatory tweet to Tech for beating Tennessee, little pat on the head, like, hey, guys, good win. Like, just fucking don't tweet, guy.
Yeah, move on. You got to move on. I agree with that.
You got to embrace the role. Everybody hates you. Just soak in it. It's fine.
You got to imagine his mentions and Lincoln Riley's mentions this week are probably pretty similar. There was some chatter in the meat team group text that apparently Lincoln Riley left behind a bunch of barrel drum smokers that he got after posting his shitty brisket. To which I say, I don't fault the guy. Those fuckers are heavy. Like, and I just got millions and millions of dollars. I'll buy another. Sorry, I don't care about them.
And one could argue that those smokers have become a fixture of the home. So I don't know. Maybe they should think of that before they tweet.
That is true. That is true. Moving along, we have Army Navy today. I did not pull the photos of the uniforms. They're always dope. I love the Army Navy game from a spectacle standpoint. I kind of hate the Army Navy game from a sense of it being the only game on. And
you don't like the triple option or what?
I'm good for like the first 20 minutes of the game, and I will continue to support the troops outside of the realm of sports.
Indeed.
But hey,
I have to admit I fall victim to the pageantry of it all, and I do think it's very cool. Usually it's I don't know what the forecast is, but I feel like in recent years we've had some fun weather. So I don't know. I'll watch a little bit of it. I'll probably bet on it. I have no clue. I don't know. It's the only college game going, right?
It is.
It's usually a fun watch. Is Sleepy Joe going to be there? Doesn't the president usually show up?
Yes, and that's I would say probably my biggest issue. I didn't like how it became a conversation point about Trump before, and then you're going to get a lot of people voicing their support for the LGBT community. I'm pretty sure that's what Let's Go Brandon stands for, and I think you're going to get a lot of that loudly. So I don't know. And again, back to the question here. When challenged,
good question, Sam.
Support the troops in all dip picks history. I've always supported the troops. In fact, I won't even name which person on this podcast didn't list this game on the dib picks until I updated it.
That'd be a real shame if you didn't mention that.
Damn.
KJ's, what's SMU's all-time record against Navy?
It ain't good. Well, it's probably not that crazy. They used to play quite a bit, and then Frank Gans, the great Frank Gans, was our special teams coach. He was a tremendous special teams coach. He coached Dante Hall, original throw up the X guy, and then special teams for the Rams during the Greatest Show on Turf and Torrey Holt and all of his glory back then. But he was our coach, former Navy midshipman. Helped restart the back and forth, or what do you call it? Not rivalry, but series between the two teams before we were in the same conference. And I would say Navy's probably like up 6-4 on us, or 6-3 over recent years. Who knows?
Okay.
So let's save NFL and playoff talk for Monday when we actually have some more games to discuss. I don't really love how backloaded divisional games are. Go ahead.
Can I shoehorn in something before we have our guest on and our picks? If you are in the state of Texas, in the North Texas area, anywhere in Texas maybe, and you get the CW, we got some high school football, some big boy playoffs. We got the Duncanville Panthers taking on South Lake Carroll Dragons. Got to talk about Quinn Ewer's old school, South Lake. And on the other side of that, you have a classic matchup, Lake Travis, North Shore perennial powerhouse. Lake Travis is too. You might remember Lake Travis from Baker Mayfield and other
Garrett
like
Gilbert, of course.
Yeah, double G for sure. But that's going to be fun, and I'm pretty sure all those games are on TV in some capacity. If we don't get them here, I'm going to need somebody to send me like an illegal link. I don't know how that works. It's pretty pathetic to illegally stream high school football, but I'm not above it.
I will not be in attendance, but I will be watching because I've heard that NBC is, trying to look for season 2 of their podcast on South Lake, and they're just going to be getting audio from the stands during the game.
They've played a couple times in the last few years. I think Duncanville's won 2 of 3 against them, but South Lake, Quinn Ewers beat them last year, and I've said this before, Quinn Ewers looked extremely ordinary against Duncanville, which a lot of people do. So for that reason, I'm out.
Speaking of Quinn Ewers, I wonder if he's going to be watching that game from his hotel room in Austin, or maybe like out at I don't know, somewhere cool around Austin while he's here.
Well, as long as you don't add him on my timeline, I won't sub you or subtweet you that morning. So that's my only ask. All right. Well, I did have on here coaching hot seats for the NFL. We can save that for another day, just out of decorum. But more importantly, as we typically do, we have the opportunity to bring a guest on for dip picks. The guests have absolutely kicked our ass over the last several weeks. And in fact, right now, the guest record is a whopping 7 games better than David's on the year. Only 1 game better than Dylan's and 4 better than mine. They're leading by 11 points because their big boy stacks record is absurd. Now, we've tried the last several weeks. We went to Randy, who knows nothing about college football. We went to Cool Adam, who knows about football, but, we were just hoping we'd get lucky and beat somebody. Now, I figured I would pivot, and no offense to Randy or Adam's intellect, and go the opposite direction and find the absolute smartest person that we possibly could find that's associated with the podcast world here. So we went to the Discord, and the man that stood behind on day 1 and helped create the Discord, runs the whole damn show, about 900 people, is an actual doctor, might even be joining us from said place of business. Who knows? But let's bring Dr. Reed on and see if he can't have a terrible night of picking games. Reed, thank you.
I think you're gonna. You we're low on this one.
I figured if we had to go anywhere, we would go to the West Coast where, you still hadn't had a chance to really review the options and really just dig to the bottom of the barrel. So
is this why you asked 2 hours ago? So I would have to just go off of pure vibes?
Exactly.
Hey, but that seems to work for the guests, so you're in good shape.
It doesn't matter. You're going to embarrass us, especially me. Reed, can I ask you a question? Are you the guy who, when we first launched washed media, like right after it was Bunsen burner media. Are you the dude who hit me up about starting a Discord and I didn't understand what it was, so I just didn't really respond? And then you started it and it was a very successful thing.
Absolutely not. That was not me.
Okay, cool. Sorry to that person. I didn't understand it. Now I get it.
I still don't know what the hell Discord is, for the record, but I hear it's a happening place.
Actually, this might be our best opportunity. Reed, if you want to give the elevator pitch for what Discord actually is to Dylan, who is our
I know what it is, KJ. I'm
weekend
just
lawyer.
I'm goofing, but you can still give the elevator pitch. Yeah, get people in there.
There we go.
So from what I've heard, granted, I've never used Slack a day in my life. It's like Slack, but fun.
Fair.
In
And,
public, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
For the people to join, I
Very
believe
cool.
I have the link in my Twitter profile. That's, I guess, the one thing is you got to go seek out the link to be able to join in there. So it's somewhat limited in that regard, but you don't have to
I think we now have a vanity one that just is discord.gg/circling back. I think.
Look at that. Did a man without legs help us with that? Because if so, I feel like I should give him credit at some point in life.
No, he was no part of it.
Okay, fair. Well, with that said, there's a legless guy who helps run the Discord. Huge Penn State fan. Used to be.
He's not actually to be fair, he's not actually legless.
Okay. I was not going to be fair.
I thought you were saying Tim Legler.
And Tim Legler as well. Luke Longley is what I was saying. Let's jump into dip picks.
Oh, seriously?
Starting off tonight with what could be a pretty ugly game. Dalvin Cook is back, but Steelers at Vikings. Vikings are favored by 3.5. David, let's go.
The scene, I wish you guys could see it. We've been boiling. Randy's having a tummy issue, so we've been boiling chicken for him and rice. And like she's chopping up the chicken that just came out, and like Randy's sitting at attention right there, and he is just ripping these little squeaker toots, and it's so funny. He gets excited. It's so funny. It's like a little kazoo. Anyway, I'm riding. I got some pick intel from Johnny Cash, the Johnny Cash of the coffee game, Mr. Brick himself.
Okay.
All black everything.
Oh man.
All the manliest man in the Wash Media fandom. I'm riding with Pitt.
Riding with Pittsburgh.
I cannot in good. Is Dalvin Cook playing?
Yes, he is.
Oh, fuck. Well, still, I'll ride with Pitt. Whatever.
Dylan, who
It is week 14 of the season, which means it's the first week of my fantasy football playoffs. My quarterback, of course, is Kirk Cousins. I'm the 1 seed, not a big deal, kind of a big deal. Vikings,
awesome,
I got
man.
Vikings on this one. Yeah, I know. I got Vikings. He better do something.
Vikes at home. Give me the Vikes. Reed.
So I was really gonna go Vikings because one of my closest friends is a big Viking guy, and he probably would kill me knowing that I'm actually gonna go with Pitt.
Oh, he's gonna apologize
Love
to
that.
absolutely nobody.
All right. Now, as we mentioned earlier, we do have Army Navy this weekend. I believe from what was formerly the link, might still be the link. Again, Philadelphia and their contents matter very little, with the exception maybe of Juliet. Army v. Navy. Navy is getting 7.5 points. Army's favored by 7.5. Dylan.
I am ashamed to say I have not watched either team play all season long.
That's embarrassing.
But I want to say it's going to be close. It feels like a game usually is pretty close. So having said that, I have Navy plus 7.5.
I have seen Navy play because they are in the American, as am I, an American. And I'm going to take Army for that very reason. Reed.
So this one's actually, well, the game not, but I'm going to Navy because I primarily treat military patients, and Navy makes up most of my people, so I got to stand with my people.
Shouts to San
Okay.
Diego.
How does
David,
that make you feel, KJ?
I respect it. I know the
I don't know
man's
if you do.
not far from the docks. I'm just
Yeah.
Empire City is close to the docks, whatever they call them. David.
Dude, this dog is just housing his dinner. I apologize for that. He's just getting every inch of that bowl. I'm running with, dude. Look, Navy's not good, but they'll be good in this game. They will cover. Give me Navy.
Right. Out on a ledge by myself there. Now, 12 o'clock Sunday, the first of a lot of NFC East games. Washington has 5 straight. Dallas has 4 or 5. Cowboys at Redskins. Redskins are getting 4.5 points at home.
What team is that?
That is the Washington football team. Thank you.
Oh, yeah.
I appreciate it.
I mean, I wasn't going to say it, but
yeah, I should have caught myself there. Give me the FedEx Ron Rivera's. I'll go WFT at home. Reed.
I'm going Dallas for no particular reason.
David.
Hold up. Weedham boys. Look, we're getting some dudes back. This is going to be, I don't think this is going to be a 9-point game.
It would not surprise me if Washington won this game. I think Dallas wins when it goes back to Dallas. I think either way, it's going to be a close game. And also, it's also a chance to fade the guest pick. So I have the Washington football team.
All right, Reed, start us off. We have Raiders at Chiefs. Chiefs at home, favored by 9.5.
So I'm going to go with the Chiefs on this one. I know they've been having a winning streak thanks to fellow Discorder Nick Watkins. So I'm going to go with them.
Shouts to Nick. David.
What catastrophic event happened in Las Vegas for the Raiders this week? Did I miss anything? Like seriously, these guys. But on that note, seriously, I'm riding with the Raiders. They're good, dude. Derek Carr is good. He's good. They can keep this to a 1-score game.
So actually, I have a fun fact about the Carr brothers, which is my dad's best friend, who was also in the NFL, is his uncle, or their uncles.
Oh, damn. Can he confirm or deny the use of eyeliner?
I'll have to ask him next time I see him.
Okay.
Dylan, who do you have?
Yeah, the Raiders are not a bad. They've said they're good. I don't know if they're good, but I don't think they're bad. Chiefs offense still kind of weird. Not sure what's going on there. I have the Raiders to cover 9.5.
Give me the Chiefs. Ramping it up for the playoffs. I think they had their bye week last week. Maybe I'm completely wrong. In fact, I think I am. But either way, give me the Chiefs. Ravens at Browns. Browns are favored by 3 in this game. David, you're up again.
Ooh, I hate that you went to me first because this one I went back and forth on. I am going to ride with the Browns. Fucking that way. I mean, look, it's an emotional hedge because if they blow it, then I can just curse Ohio as I often do. So it's fine.
Dylan.
I am not at all a believer in the Browns this year. I know Lamar is struggling a bit, but I do think they win this game outright. So I have Ravens +3.
I don't see the Ravens dropping 2 division games back to back after how last week's game ended. They are down another starter in their secondary, and that's a lot, but I'm going to stick with John Harbaugh on this. Reed.
As a team that won me a Super Bowl bet one time, I'm going to go with the Ravens.
Oh, I knew it couldn't have been the Browns. Ha-ha.
Uh-huh.
Bills at Bucks. Bucks favored by 3.5. Dylan.
Ooh, this will be an interesting one to watch. I think the Bills lose a very, very close one, but they do cover, however. I got Bills.
All right. I will stick with the Bucks here. Bucks at home. Bills are sliding. Reed.
As much as it pains me to side with Florida on anything, I'm going to go with the Bucks.
Major shouts to former guests of the show, Gabby, on 2 gold medals in Israel with U.S. football. That was major. David.
The Bills, what's going on, dude? They are the most inconsistent team. The Bills and the Chargers, 2 of the most inconsistent teams. I like the Bucks at home. Brady just kind of pats Josh Allen on his head a little bit, like, "Hey, man, you're doing great, but I'm Tom Brady. I'm the only sociopath here that can take dubs."
Yeah, I won't bring up any other teams that started 6-1 and now they're concerned about the Washington football team catching them in a divisional playoff race. But hey, it's okay.
2 games, 2-game lead.
Here's at Packers. Packers are favored by 12.5. Is that correct, David?
Let me wait, 12.5?
You know what I do for a living.
Can we just do the other game and I'll double check that?
I do the show. You did the
Actually,
pick.
I got it right here. Hang on. This is the Packers. Packers, of course, Green Bay, the Green Bay Packers here. And what I'm going to tell you guys about this team is Aaron Rodgers through it all. He's the reigning MVP, had a lot of controversy. It is 12.5. It's 12.5.
Packers are favored by 12.5. Give me Matt Nagy to continue trying to hold on to his job. Give me the Bears. Robert Quinn's having an incredible year up there. Reed.
So to really add insult to injury to my very good friend that's a Vikings fan, I'm going to go with the Packers.
Okay. I screwed something up there. I don't know what's going on my. Okay. Dylan, I think you were supposed to start this, but David. Dylan, you can start the next one. David.
It really is 12.5. God dang it! God, when you say it, it sounds so much more biting than when you just type it out on the little doc. You know what, Brett? We learned a few weeks back who owns the Chicago Bears, and that man is juiced up with dewormer. Give me the Packers.
Dylan.
I was going to say the I own you comment will motivate the Chicago Bears to lose by single digits instead of double digits. I think the Bears lose 7-10, somewhere in there. I got the Bears to cover.
All right. Dylan starts off with the last game for Big Boy Stacks. Bengals.
Oh,
Bengals are getting two at home.
Man, my boy Deebo Samuel is absolutely balling right now. I got the Niners -2.
Niners -2. Feel it. I think that's somebody voting with your fantasy football team, but hey, I respect it.
Nope, actually. I just love him. His name's Deebo.
That's true. That is very true. Give me the Bengals defense at home. Niners are my sneaky pick for the NFC title game. So who knows? Reed.
I'm going to take the under in the Army-Navy game.
Wait, hold on. 49ers at Bengals.
Oh, sorry. I'll take the Bengals.
Bengals. David.
Some of these comments are just out of control. No. Man, I'm trying to think because I'm using my guy Brick's picks, and last time a guy named Debo went up against a Brick, it didn't end well for him. Shout out Craig. That being said, the Niners are kind of a puzzling team that I don't have any interest in watching on television, but they're playing well. Give me San Francisco.
49ers. All right. Now, Reed, you seem ready with your big boy stack, and it sounds really similar to what I was thinking for mine, so I'm going to have to find another. So you start.
So I'm going to take the under in the Army-Navy game.
Fair, which is 34.5, I believe.
That's low.
Following at home. Let's confirm that. Actually, it's not on there. I have to find it elsewhere. David or Dylan, what is y'all's while I find this?
I'll go. Since I've been so bad at picking my big boy stacks this week, I asked my buddy Mikey to make my pick for me, who's just as bad, if not worse, at making picks. And he's all over the Seahawks -8.5 against the Texans.
Okay.
So that's my pick based on pretty much nothing except for my friend Mike.
I respect that. All right. Seahawks.
Verifying that line. Yes, sir. Okay.
You don't trust Mikey's book? -8.
It's a DraftKings pod, my man. Come on.
That is true. That is true.
I double checked.
David, will you do the honors first so I can track them down?
Absolutely. You know, I love staying in the college game for this. The college world is just more fun to do a big boy stack. That being said, my hand is being forced, and I had a change of heart, and I will be taking the over in the Bucks Bills game, which is 53.5 per DraftKings. Shout out DraftKings.
Not 55, not 5.5. All right. I've tracked mine down. I'm looking to the Chargers Giants game being played in LA, over under a 43. I don't know who the Giants have at quarterback. I don't know who they have at running back, but I know this over under is not getting to 43. Give me the under. New York and LA, 43.
I like that.
LA. I can't type, so it's dragging this out. All right. Reed, where can the good people out there find you, or do you want them to just track you down in the Discord and ask you how everything works?
Well, they can do that. You can also find me on Instagram at rvierra, VIERRA 327, or Twitter at rv27.
And if someone happens to live in the Southern California area or in the state of California and needs your professional services, could they reach out about that as well?
Sure.
Yeah. So, Reed is a doctor of sorts. Reach out to him to find out what kind. How about that?
Reed, drop your
Somebody anytime.
your Twitter handle one more time. I don't follow you yet. I'm about to.
rv27.
Very cool. I found you. All right, great.
Cool.
Ooh, somebody's private on Twitter. Very cool.
Man makes money on a professional level. It's got stones to protect.
Dude, we've got multiple doctors in the audience. That's very impressive. What an audience.
Dick Doctor, someone is asking in the comments.
No, I'm not a dick doctor.
Very cool.
Urologist is the name, and they do a lot of good work. Okay, I'm glad you guys are having laughs out there.
All right. Well, with that said, Reed, I appreciate you saving our ass and finally hopping on to join us. Really appreciate it.
Of course, anytime.
Until
Thanks, Reed.
Find out that you kicked our ass. It's been great.
All right. See ya.
Else, let's wrap this up and get out of here.
Bye-bye.
Chips with the dip. That's all I know. I don't want my chips plain. I want my chips with the dip. So bring them dips.
Mama, there goes that man.